but I can't. I can unmute you, but I can't mute. Should be a little picture of a microphone on the bottom, I think, or the top.
On my end?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have
little. Should be like if you touch the screen, and then it'll be down on the bottom, usually on the left. Some people, you'll see it on the top, but it's a little picture of a microphone. You just touch it. There you go. Bingo. Great, thank you. I've opened to chapter 55 of the Tao Te Ching. He who is in harmony with the way is like a newborn child. Bones are soft and muscles are weak, but the grip is powerful. It doesn't even know anything about the union of male and female, yet its penis can stand erect. So intense is its vital power. It can scream its head off all day, yet never become hoarse. So complete is this harmony. The master's power is like this. He lets things come and go effortlessly and without desire. He never expects results. Thus, never disappointed. Never disappointed. And thus, his spirit never grows old. Never disappointed. And thus, never grows old. Feel the ocean of breath rise and fall in your body. Soften your jaw. Inhale, fully taking the breath down deep and into the back of the heart. Exhaling up and out all the way. As the breath creates more space in the lungs, you'll feel it takes longer to complete a breath cycle. There's more space to cover. Being more intense, more intentional about exhaling. Making sure you're exhaling all the way to the end of the breath, expelling toxins and waste. This is so important for our environment that we give that carbon dioxide back to the growing things in our environment, the flora. After you feel like you've inflated and deflated your lungs to their full capacity, then should you choose to add the kumbakas, the little pauses between the breaths. Inhale all the way, pause for about half that length. Exhale all the way and pause for about half that length. As you're watching your breath, more and more of your focus toward the inflation and deflation of your lungs, and using your breath to help you release whatever your monkey mind is up to. Now, especially bringing your focus and your attention into the space behind your breastbone, straight back to your thoracic vertebrae, feeling the lungs moving and feeling the beating of your heart. The last session we had here also focused on heart center. So rather than trying to fix your heart or change your heart's emotional content, be with what you feel. Be with the holding, the protection, the armoring. As we face things in our world that disturb us, things that we may feel helpless against or ineffectual, we have to bring it back to ourselves and to be present with what comes up for us so that we can accept what we've witnessed, and that we can move beyond our training, move beyond our habits. The mind is our tool. It's not the master of us. Take a few more rounds of breath in your own silence. Adding those kumbakas as you will. One more cycle. You're letting go of those holds now between the breath if you're using them. And as you assess now, let your body soften so that you can really feel your muscles release off your bones. Feeling the energy circulating, feeling already a shift in how you are present in the world, how you are the master of your mind. And on your exhale, bring your feet in. If you're using a blanket under your knees, remove it. We'll start with a little pelvic tilt here to move the energy up and down the spine and to create a wave of cerebral spinal fluid going from your cranium down to your sacrum, all the way up again and down again, like one of those wave machines. On the inhale, arch your low back off the floor, but keep your bottom on so you're rolling toward your tail. And then exhale, flatten the small of your back into the mat and feel the energy draw in and the movement up toward your skull. Inhale, arching your low back, drawing the energy down to your sacrum and flattening your low back. Press your belly in and press the energy up to your head, up to your cranium. Inhale, arching, creating this wave through the spinal column. Exhale, flattening. Inhale, arching. Like a wave machine through your spinal column. Bathing your spinal cord. Breath may slow down now. No more holds between the breaths. And last time. Lay your sacrum down. Take a cleansing breath. You're just noticing the subtle shift in your energy. And bringing your palms to your sides. Flatten the palms down on the earth. Tuck your chin. We're going to take the same arching, flattening posture, but we'll add a lift and a lowering of the spine. So it's a 4-part breath. The inhale is to arch off like you did before. The exhale is to flatten just like you did before. Then the next inhale, press your knees out. That'll roll your spine up to the heart center. Exhale, roll your spine down, curling your tail under. Inhale, arch the low back off. Exhale, flatten the low back. Inhale, press your knees out. That'll roll your spine all the way up to your heart center or above. And exhale, roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. So you have to curl your tail. Then arch. Inhaling, flatten, exhaling. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, roll it down. Go with your own breathing now. Feel it in your own body. Adjust your feet, whatever you need to do to bring it into your consciousness more fully. More fully breathing each movement. Pumping that fluidity up through the spinal cord and bringing it back down to the sacrum. And all the way back down next time. Pause on the inhale. Just let your body kind of meet the earth. Take a good inhale. Exhale, bring both knees in toward your chest. Cup your hands to the fronts of your knees. Let the small of your back meet the earth. Stay for a few breaths, broadening across your shoulder blades and lowering your chin. Rotate your ankles, wiggle your feet. With your hands resting on the fronts of your knees, you're not using force or tensing your arms to draw your knees in. You're relaxing your arms and letting them get heavier. That brings your knees in toward your armpits. So they're V-shaped, thighs are V-shaped. Inhale, you're waiting, watching, witnessing. And on your exhale, your arms get heavier. And that draws your knees in toward your armpits. That little movement out and in caused by the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe. Lift your heart a little bit between your thighs. Drop your chin a little more. So we're flattening the thoracic vertebrae toward the mat. As you lift your heart, bring your heart forward in your chest. And release. Set your feet down. Take a cleansing breath. Take your hands and find the bottom of your rib cage, and then travel from the bottom of your ribs toward your center of your breastbone. And you can feel where the breastbone ends. Right below that, there's a soft place. Place your right hand over the soft place below your ribs and your left hand over the sternum itself. So the hands are one on top of the other, and the baby finger of the left hand touches the thumb of the right hand. Just breathe some energy from your hands into your heart center and then into the place below your heart center, which in Sanskrit is called Kapaltru. Kapaltru. In English, it's translated as wishing tree, the wishing tree. It's said that meditation on Kapaltru fulfills your heart's wishes. So letting your diaphragm rise and fall, it's right where your diaphragm is connected and separates your chest cavity from your abdominal cavity. That's where Kapaltru sits. And it's pictured as a tree that's upside down. So the branches are going down, not into the lung area, but down into the torso. And the stem of it is up, like the brachia, up into the throat. Breathing your wishing tree, your highest wish, your most pure wish. See it as already completed, not sometime in the future, but coming toward you. It's not selfish, it's not petty. It's a highest wish, but it's doable in your mind. It's absolutely doable. And then release your arms down into the floor with the palms open. Feel the echo in Kapaltru. Heel toe your feet wide apart to go to the outer edges of your mat. And we'll take a little windshield wiper shape here on the exhale. Let the knees fall left. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, take the knees right. Inhale them up. So again, we're kind of pressing energy into that low chest, middle chest, and upper chest area, both in the back and the front, by giving a little squeeze and soak below that. Inhaling up, and the next time you go left, the next time you find yourself knees left, take your left foot and lay it on the outer side of your right knee. So the weight of your left leg presses your right thigh bone down. Make sure once you take the shape and have committed to it that you relax everything that you notice was tight or tensing or helping, and let your head roll to the right. Your work here is to scan and scan and scan and keep finding places to let go. Two or three more rounds of breath, really conscious. Where can you let go a little more? To come out, roll your head to the center first, tuck your chin, take your left foot, take it out to the left, and then inhale your knees up, wide apart. And taking a few breaths here to let the left hip drop, let the right thigh bone sink into the right hip. Breathe into Kapalchru. Fanning the air around the branches of Kapalchru. Letting the leaves of the branches of Kapalchru receive the light of your wish. On the exhale, allowing the knees to just roll over to the right. Let them find their resting place. No efforting. Once you've taken the shape and committed to it, lay your outer right heel on top of the outer part of your left knee and let your head roll to the left. Drop your chin, roll your head left. And then check your butt cheeks. Make sure your glutes aren't tight. And you're letting go in your inner right thigh, your adductor, and your abductor of your left leg, the outside of your left thigh. Soft pelvic floor, softness in your lungs, and your heart receiving. Continually scanning and looking for places where your body might be contracting to protect or help. On the inhale, roll your head up to center, undo your legs, bring your knees up. Take a moment to think about what you were thinking about. Let any truths, any lessons come up. Slide your hands under your hips. So you're going to walk your right arm under your hips as far as you can reach down, and your left arm under your hips as far as you can reach down. And then bring your knees to your chest, any amount. They're not going to come in as far as usual. And lift your legs up. So you're resting on your upper arm bone or lower arm bones on the radius and ulna, and balancing your legs as best you can. You can bend the knees a lot here. And fan your chest open, roll your shoulders back and down, open your chest, open your chest. You feel the back of your heart contracting as the front of your heart opens. One more breath. And then setting your feet down carefully. Press your feet to the earth. Turn your toes out. Lift your hips up. Arms come out. Bring your arms up over your head on the next inhale. Over your head. Reach your arms over your head. Press your knees out. Tuck your chin into your throat. Take 3 or 4 breaths here. Using your bones to maintain the posture. So you're trying not to use many muscles, but to stand in your bones. Good. Exhale, lower down slowly. Sweep your arms back to your sides. Take your feet out to the lower corners of the mat. And we'll just take a few breaths here to let the energy percolate up from the tailbone and base of the spine up into your belly, your fire center, and then into the area of Kapalchru below the ribs, and then into heart center, Anahata, and then into the throat center. We have to use this place of throat center, truth center, to actuate what's in our hearts. The throat center is right between the heart and the mind. And this is the place of manifestation of what's in the heart and mind. To manifest it out into the world through your voice and through your actions that come from throat to shoulders to arms to hands to fingers. Your voice and your actions. Just take a moment to send that energy from the lower body up through heart center into throat, arms, hands, and fingers. To be that force of good change in the world. With that place between your eyebrows, that visionary place, you'll recognize where you can be useful. You'll immediately see where you can be effectual. On the exhale, bring your knees into your chest. And then hugging knees to chest, little round turtle back. Lift your head, tuck your chin into your throat, and make yourself into a tiny little ball. We're going to rock back and forth across the spine unless there is a reason for you not to do that. Move your hands to your knees, kick your feet up, rock forward, rock back, rock forward, rock back, rock forward. 2 more times. And then rock all the way forward. Coming up to hands and knees. I'm going to take a downward puppy shape here. But before we start, make sure that your knees are padded. So this place right behind the rib cage, right behind the heart center, we're going to find that place by letting the spine hang like a clothesline. So take the right hand and move it 1 hand length forward. Spread the fingers out. Take the left hand and take it 1 hand length forward. Spread the fingers out. Your knees should feel like they're right underneath your hips. And your spine is neutral. The crown of your head is straight forward, not up, not down. Stand on the bones of your arms and start to let your spine hang a little bit. Think of your back like a hammock and just start to let it hang. Draw your belly into your back. Transfer a little bit of the weight toward your fingertips so it's not all jammed in your wrists. Good. Look at your hands. You're going to take your hands another hand length forward. Spread the fingers out. Lower your ears inside your arms. And once you get to the place you like, you might want to walk your hands out a little farther or come in a little closer, whatever's right for you. Let your spine start hanging more like a really low hanging clothesline. You'll feel this in your armpit chest. Your forehead may even come to rest. Take the breath right into the back of the heart, lower ribs, middle ribs. Let it hang a tiny bit more, another micromillimeter more. And then puff up the front of the chest. Breathe into the front. Breathe into Kapalchru. Shining, wishing tree. Inhale, lift your head carefully. Put your right elbow down, put your left elbow down right where it is, and then drop your belly button forward. That should bring you into a sphinx. Look down at your elbows. They are straight down from your shoulder joints. Your gaze is straight ahead. Reach back with your right foot a little farther. Tuck the right toes under and press the right heel back, and then lay the right heel down, the right top of the foot down. Turn the left toes under, press back with the heel, then put the top of the foot back down. So now your front groin creases are more connected to the floor. Lift through the crown of your head so your ears are off your shoulders. Stand up on the upper arm bones, your humerus bones. You're not even using your lower arms. You could take them right off the floor and it wouldn't matter. Find your spine and start letting each vertebra drop off the one below it and the one above it, creating more space between each one. Lifting the crown of your head so that your vertebrae are like pearls on a string, but there's a knot between each pearl so they don't all slide to the bottom. They all slide down a little bit. Feel all the way to the ends of your toes. You're feeling all the way to the ends of your toes, but then relax your legs. Make sure your glutes, your butt cheeks are soft. Your belly's soft, breathing into the floor. And from your belly button up, you're lifted and opening toward the front. Shoulders rolling back, your chest pulling through the front. More and more emphasis and sensation behind the heart center. Breathe some salve into the cracks in your heart center, the old wounds, the broken places, the grief, the sorrow, the loss, the disappointment. Remember that passage from the Tao. Never disappointed and never growing old. Learning to accept what we can't change. To put some salve on it. Yes, we've felt broken, we've felt sorrow, we felt grief, we felt disappointment. But we heal it breath by breath so that we can move forward with an open heart. When and if you feel ready, we'll go to the next phase, which is to lift the elbows and stand up on the arm bones, holding them straight. Here, your belly button comes off the floor, the weight's resting on the pubic bone. Pull those shoulders off your earlobes. Even if you can only maintain for a few breaths, try it and let the spine hang. Lift the crown of your head through the sky. Open your chest, pull it through the front a little bit more. Or can you relax a little more? Can you just use your arms like stilts and stand on them? To come out, turn your fingers toward each other a little bit, like 45 degrees in. Take your elbows out to the sides and pressing your elbows out to lower your spine. And then make a little pillow with your hands and turn your face to the side. Rest the side of your temple on the pillow and relax. You may choose to put your head right on the floor rather than on the pillow of your hands, or you can put your forehead on your pillow. Exhale, press your hands and inhale, lift out up onto your elbows again. Pull your elbows in so they're parallel to one another and straight down. Elbows are straight down from your shoulder sockets. Bend the right knee. Rotate the right ankle. Wiggle the toes. And we'll transfer the weight onto the left elbow. So you kind of rock to the left a little bit to get your right arm behind you and see if you can clasp your foot, ankle, something, your pants. Turn your chest back forward. Let the weight of your arm rest on your leg so that the weight of your arm draws your foot down toward your butt cheek, but you're not pulling on it. This is opening the armpit chest, rolling the shoulder back. We get computeritis, cell phone-itis, looking forward, shoulders going forward. So to counter that, your knee is sliding out now, a little farther out. Your front groin crease dropping a little more. There's still room to move in the pose. Still room to let go in the pose. Few more breaths. Again, you're scanning and looking for places where you're gripping, helping, holding, tensing, protecting, inviting yourself to surrender. And release. Put your right elbow down, extend the right leg. Just for a moment, close your eyes and feel the difference between your two legs and your two shoulders. Right elbow on the floor, bend the left knee. And kind of tilt your body to the right so you can get your left arm back there. Grab hold of something, your pant, leg, or your ankle or your foot. And then let that left groin crease drop a little more. Find where your hold is most effective. And commit. Your knee starts sliding out a little more. Your left shoulder really rolling open. Anchor your right toes down, but don't tense. Feel your heart lifting. Breathe under your left armpit. Let the crown of your head lift a little higher. Chest inflate a little more. Soften everything and come out. Take a few breaths here to notice the front body has been lengthened. Exhale and walk your palms back under your ribs. Press, lift the crown of your head through the sky. Pike your hips back to your heels. Now letting your back round the other way. Be really careful. Go very slowly around your back the other way. Landing in a child's pose, your version of child's pose. Arms can be forward, arms can be back. Forehead can rest on the arms, forehead can rest on the floor. Once you've committed to the pose, set your breath right in the back of the heart. And with every inhale and exhale, expanding the ribs away from each other, the vertebrae away from each other, and then let them settle. And then open up between each vertebra, and then let them settle, and open up and let them settle. Inhale, lift the crown of your head, come up to a table, and we'll take the right knee up between the hands. Slide the left leg back, slide it back, slide it back. So taking pigeon, your hands can be on the mat, or you could use blocks to lift your chest even higher. And right now, we're not going to be in this too long, so you're sinking your right hip as far as you can by walking the left leg back. And the reason we're not going to be in it too long is because I'm going to take you into a variation that is a little deeper than the regular pigeon. On the exhale, tilt all your weight into your left hand and left leg. So your right hip comes off, and then bend the left knee and put it back down. And we'll do that a few times, bending the knee and put it back down, and bend the knee and put it back down. So if your right hip is way off the earth, or if you feel like you don't have any support under there, do get a block or a blanket or something, put it under the right hip. Then the left knee. Reach back with the right hand and see if you can get hold of your pant or your ankle or your foot. Maybe you won't be able to today, but at least you're reaching for it. And then walk the left hand back to lift your chest higher. So this is pretty intense on that left knee. So if your left knee is not happy about this, then don't do it. Okay. So if you are here and you would like to feel the final version of the pose, you take your left hand off, put your left hand around your right ankle, your left ankle as well. So you have 2 hands on the left ankle. And take a few breaths here, just letting gravity settle you in the pose. So you may take it somewhere along the way. Maybe you're still in the pigeon pose with your hands on the floor. So you're somewhere along the way of the pose for today. See your version for today. Draw the armpit chest open. If you're in pigeon or if you're in the clasped pigeon, press your shoulder blades together behind you. Open your heart. This posture reminds me of the maiden on the front of the ship. It's kind of moving, sailing out into your future with an open heart. And then place your hands down. Come out by sliding your right knee back and take child's pose again to reset. Here your back is rounded in the opposite direction, so do emphasize that roundness in the back of the heart. Press the back of your heart up to the sky. Breathe in it. Separate each vertebra. Separate the ribs. Massage your heart from the back side. Inhale, come forward, slide your left knee up between your hands. Right leg goes back. Tip your weight over to the left hip. And here too, if you would like a little more support, put something under your left hip. Your left heel is right in front of your pubic bone. Tip to the right, bend the right knee, put it back down. Tip to the right, bend the right knee, put it back down. Tip to the right, and put it back down. So we're just warming up that knee joint, and then come over to the right, bend the knee, reach back with your left hand, see if you can get it. If not, no biggie. You can just be in pigeon pose. If you have the length of arm to take both hands back, try that. And begin to open your chest more. Lifting your heart up and forward. Shoulder blades kiss behind your back. A few more breaths. Softening your shoulders off your ears. And then release your hands back if you've taken the clasp. Slide your left knee all the way back. Separate your knees wide apart this time and let your chest fall right between your thighs. Sink your chest down. Remember that sensation of your spine being like a clothesline hanging. Take it there. From your child's pose, take your hands over your head on the floor, above your head on the floor. Touch the tips of your thumbs together and touch the tips of your index fingers together, creating a triangle between your thumbs and index fingers, and fan the rest of your fingers out like feathers. Holding that sacred triangle right above your crown. This mudra representing the crowning glory of your crown chakra, Sahasrara. Your connection to your source. To let that light flow into the crown of your head and imbue your body with divine light, that you may be protected and that that light may emanate outward and affect those surrounding you. Soften everything. And then pressing with your arms to lift your head out. Walk your hands back. And we'll set up for Shavasana. So if you use a blanket under your knees, get that ready. And coming onto your back. Let your shoulders just roll back. Let your armpits open. And again, we're going to let the left hand rest on the right above the sternum, the breastbone, and the right hand right below it, right at the soft place between your rib cage, right at the bottom of the sternum. Be careful not to let your shoulders shrug up around your ears while you're resting your hands on these two chakras. So the fourth chakra, where your left hand is called Anahata. It's a heart center. Its element is air, spaciousness in your heart, so your heart doesn't get hardened. Sweetness in your heart, so it doesn't become embittered. And your right hand rests on a minor chakra called Kapalchur, the wishing tree. The element below at your belly button is fire, and its vibration is at the frequency of the vibration of the color yellow or golden. And then as that vibration moves up, it becomes more like chartreuse, right where your right hand is, bright yellow green. And then in the heart center, it moves into a deep green, the vibration of deep green. From spring green at the low part up to a vibrant green right in the center of the heart center. And then as you move toward throat center, and we'll move there in a moment, the color vibration frequency moves to the frequency of blue, like the blue sky. So just breathing a few rounds of breath into these two centers, your heart center, your heart's desire, and the wishing tree, where all higher truth wishes come true. Then remove your right hand from below the rib cage and lay it over your throat. Relaxing both elbows, relaxing both shoulders. Just holding your hand over the base of your throat, your right hand at Vishuddha. This is called the truth center. It means pure also, pure truth. That your voice may be clear and precise, succinct words that are helpful and necessary and true. And let your Vishuddha energy, that blue, flow through your shoulders into your armpits, and then down through your arms, into your wrists and hands and fingers, to express that out into the world and everything you author, everything you make, every creation, every gesture. A mark of your truth on it. Take your left hand, remove it from your heart center, lay your left palm over your third eye. The color here is indigo, the vibration of deep sapphire blue, dark, almost black. Midnight, like a sapphire between your eyebrows. This is your vision center. The mind has three aspects according to yoga. This is the aspect of mind that is visionary and witnessing. To see clear, to see the next right thing. And then take your right hand and place it on the crown of your head. This center of energy is called Sahasrara. Its emanation is vibrating with the color violet. It's the fontanelle, the baby's soft spot, where spirit enters. And when we leave our bodies, spirit departs. Letting that place be open like a beacon to receive light and to have it realign all of the liquid crystals that we're made out of so that they're all receiving and broadcasting that light. Solid state receiver and conductor. And then taking your left hand off the third eye and lay it on the ground about 12 inches above the crown of your head. Hold it there like a cup. That is an eighth esoteric chakra. It's like the front door, the opening to the crown chakra. Its color is white light. Remove your hand from the crown of your head. Just keep the left hand at that white light place. Create a strong current through your left hand into the crown of your head. And all the way down to the soles of your feet. Inhale, lay your left arm down. Continue resting in Shavasana. She who is in harmony with the way is like a newborn child. Bones soft, muscles weak, grip is powerful. Though it doesn't know about the union between male and female, the male baby's penis stands erect. So intense is his vital power. It can scream its little head off all day and never feel hoarse. So complete is this harmony. The master's power is like this. She lets all things come and go effortlessly, without desire, without gripping, without trying to hold on. She never expects results. She's just open. She never expects results. So she's never disappointed. She's never disappointed. And thus, her spirit never grows old. When you feel it, when you feel the impetus to move your hands and fingers first, wiggle them, bring some awareness into your limbs, and bring your knees to your chest and give yourself a sweet embrace of acknowledgement for having practiced so beautifully today. You may remain there or bring your right arm over your head and come up to sitting. And we'll close the practice together, whether you're lying down or sitting. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.